defensive scheme or anything like that? I mean, what was that like?
It was different. The tempo of practice, we started practice, really, really fast with some up-tempo plays and good on good. So, it was good to be out flying around with the guys and learning a little new scheme. So we're all trying to get the hang of that. So,
what are your thoughts of some of the guys that have moved over from defense and slid in there at tight end?
Yeah, they've done a really good job, and they've had a great attitude about it. They've done everything a coach has asked them to do. And that's all you can ask for in spring. Spring's the time where you're trying to learn, especially now with a new system. You're trying to learn a new system, what to do and how to do it. So all those guys have done a really good job.
You mentioned that new system. I mean, what are you expecting to be kind of the biggest learning curve in it? I know it was just the first day, but you've also had conversations with coaches. You have a good idea what things are going to look like. What are you thinking the biggest learning curve is going to be for this transition for you?
I'm sure people are giving me the title of a system quarterback or things like that. But at the end of the day, you can play football or you can't. It's football. I don't care what system you're in. Either you can throw and catch the ball, or you can't. So, I think the learning curve for me has just been learning the plays and what beats this versus this coverage and just getting us in the right play offensively.
When's the last time you threw a pass to a tight end?
High school. Had one in high school the whole time. So we did a lot of 11 personnel stuff in high school, but with some air raid terms and things like that. So we kind of just meshed it together, and I love a tight end, so I think it'll work out well.
What have been your impressions of Arnett just moving over from defensive coordinator over to head coach?
He's done a really good job. He's kind of brought that same, kind of mojo as a defensive coordinator, kind of a fiery guy that, really gets after it and really coaches hard. So, I think if our whole team can have that attitude, then we're going to be a really tough team to beat.
What's everything like right now as far as installation? Are y'all just really basic on the formations and all that, or have y'all really gone in depth about the offense?
Yeah, so the OTAs helped us a ton. We were able to have 8 OTAs out here with coaches, so we were able to kind of, we've gone through pretty much 1, 2, 3 installs, and once 1, 2, 3 installs, about a good chunk of our offense is in. So to answer your question, yeah, we've gone in depth. We're kind of just going back through it, making sure you learn everything because it is a lot more formations, a lot more shifts, a lot more motions. But yeah, it's just gonna be a learning curve for some guys, and it's day one, so you can't really judge a whole lot off of day one. But we definitely have room to get better.
You guys bring in Mike Wright. He's a very different quarterback than you are. I guess what's that kind of dynamic been like in the quarterback room?
You saying I can't run? No, I'm messing with you, man. No, he's awesome, man. He's good. He brings some energy to the quarterback room every single day, and obviously his zone read is going to look a little different from my zone read. But he's done a great job. He's a guy that played a lot at Vanderbilt, so I have nothing but good things to say about Mike.
What is it like, adding a guy that has that experience to the quarterback room?
Oh, it's awesome. I think up the road, Ole Miss has done a pretty good job, pretty good example of that. They have 3 guys up there that nobody knows who's going to play. So that's the day and era of college football. High school guys coming in ready to play right off the bat, transfers coming in. But just if you're a competitor, it really doesn't matter. Like I said earlier, you're either. I consider myself a football player. I feel like I can play in any system, and I'm sure I've gotten the title. But at the end of the day, I'm a football player, and I think I can play in any system.
Was there an adjustment period with you and Coach Barbay?
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Was there an adjustment period with you and Coach Barbay, or was it kind of a quick fit when you were at your meetings?
I want to say it was a quick fit, just because he's such a good coach. He's done a really good job of, kind of molding his stuff into some things we've done. And, good coaches can coach, their personnel and the guys they have on that team. So I think he's done a really good job with that.
You talk a lot about the changes and coaching changes and position changes, but you got a pretty familiar group up front in Texas. What does that be in this spring?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think you said it best. And, that's a huge part of why we're hoping to be successful in offenses. We've had a lot of guys up there, a lot of 4-year guys, a lot of 3-year guys that have played a lot of ball for us. So it all starts with them. You're going to see a lot more run action obviously this year, which those guys love. But like I said, it all starts with them, and those guys are big, strong veteran guys that play a lot of ball.
Tell us about having Cole Smith now snapping to you.
Yeah, so he did it in 20. So he did it the COVID year a little bit, so I was kind of familiar with it. But I got under center with him the other day. He said the last person to get under center with him was Joe Burrow, so I have some big shoes to fill, I guess.
What's the view like from under center? You haven't been there so long.
So I've taken one under center snap ever, and it was in a high school QB sneak out of my own end zone to close the game out. So I probably have a little more than one this year, I think.
Your dad must have been pumped about that.
Yeah, I guess so.
What did you think of Creed so far in your kind of relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, I've thrown with him several times just out here by ourselves, Sunday afternoon, whatever it may be, just kind of get with him and throw it. And, he's a guy that moves really, really well. Was he Mr. Florida Player of the Year or something? But, he was that for a reason. He's a guy that moves around really well. He's probably a true 4-4 guy. So if he can get in and learn and just get the feel of the game on this level, who knows, maybe he could help us out and earn some valuable playing time.
What's your relationship with him been like?
It's been good. His brother, we have a connection through Jace Chrisman because his brother played at Florida and Jace played at Florida. And Jace was obviously my roommate here for a little bit, so I kind of knew him when he came here, but he's done a really, really good job for us. But everybody needs to improve on this team.
What's it like been working with Coach Turner? He's got that pedigree with the guys that he's coached here. I mean, just kind of learning under him. What's that been like so far?
It's been fun and it's been real hard working because he got a lot of different drills and stuff for us to do, a lot of new things that we just putting in, getting down different bases. So it's been a real fun time getting to learn different things from him.
Jay, how tough a decision was it for you to come back? Obviously, you missed a lot last year with injury, but when you came back, you dominated pretty well. Take us through that decision-making process.
It just really came down to I just was feeling like I needed more film, just to put myself out there some more, and then I feel like I can make a better future for myself.
How much different is the atmosphere with Coach Arnett and the staff? Does it feel different to you out here with him being a head guy instead of the defensive coordinator, or does it feel like old hat with you?
I mean, with him just moving up, it just feel like how the defense been already. So we just got a real hard demeanor to us, and we just gonna keep fighting every day.
You guys have obviously been through a lot as a team the last few months. I guess just how excited has this group been to kind of get out and worry about football and go through spring football?
It's been a real fun time, and everybody been ready for the first day, and everybody ready for the pads to come on. So it's gonna be real fun.
Dink's going to move in and get some reps, it looks like, this year in the middle. I mean, what have you seen from him last year and now carrying that over to this season?
So far, I've seen that he's improving a lot as far as his skill and his mobility, and I feel like we're going to be real good with him.
What's it like going up against a quarterback like Mike Wright who's going to escape the pocket like that?
Yeah, you gotta be ready for somebody that's like that. They're gonna be able to try to scramble and get outside of you, and you just gotta be prepared.
You feel like Trevion Williams could be a guy that can back you up? I saw him playing some nose today. Do you think he could be a versatile guy?
Yeah, for sure. He's a real hard working guy, and he really can do everything on the D line, and I feel like we're gonna be real good with him too.
Any difference between Coach Arnett, the defensive coordinator, and head coach? It's just one day, I know.
Not for real. He was defensive coordinator, so me and him been together for a long time. And him just taking another position, not being over offense and defense, it's just more opportunity for everybody going more with him now.
Vicky, I asked Jay the same question. Take us to that decision-making process for you to come back for another year.
It was just, I really didn't. It was like a last-minute decision when it came to it. I could have came out, but I decided to come back. I thought I still had some more stuff to work on, and plus just build with more newcomers that coming in. Work with them, and just be a mentor that I got the chance to get when I was here. So
along those lines, obviously you guys got a good group of young linebackers, Khalid and Gilmore and Avery Fleck. What have you seen from those guys so far?
Improvement from last year. Last year, the first year, they were kind of nervous, a little jitter. This year, they flying around. I know when we had OTAs, they was in the front, clicking on everything. So I just see a lot of improvement on them.
How much does your confidence in Zach Arnett, the head coach, play a role in you deciding, to come back?
It plays a lot. Like I said, me and him, when we first got here, we bonded, and we still been bonding ever since. Him going to head coach and Coach Brock going to DC. Them two got connection. So just having all three of them around, just like.
Any differences with Brock being DC today, or is it like normal?
It's like normal for the linebackers. He usually telling us to play. He on the sideline linebacking, Coach Arnett calling him, but now he calling them, so it's the same.
What do you what's your thoughts on the offense and probably getting up a few more touches running the ball?
I think the offense is really pretty good. All the players that he put in, and just watching them like last year and the previous years that he coached, offense looked pretty good.
Saw a play where you took the hand off and you flipped the reverse to Tulu. Talk about those new things to kind of bring that to the offense this year with Norman.
Speed kill. You get them the ball, give your players, best players the ball, and they play right there. This is a good play.
What makes you the most confident kind of in this new offensive regime that'll look different than, last year and your other years here?
Just really get more handouts. It build me up during the game, build me up during practice. It made me better as a player.
Will said he was mentioned and labeled kind of as a system quarterback, and so what did you kind of think of that, and how confident are you in his ability to kind of adjust to this new offense?
I think he can play in any offense it is. He got the skills to play in offense. He athletic.
You guys also bring in Mike Wright to that quarterback room. What were your kind of impressions of him in his first practice?
I think he did pretty good. Showed off his speed one time, so that's really it right there.
It's been a long time since you got to follow a tight end blocking. What do you think about this offense now with an extra guy out in front of you?
I ain't never followed a tight end. It's another blocker, so they get downhill, so they'll be good right there.
Coach Arnett being the head coach now, coming over from the defensive side, I know you probably knew a lot about the defense before, but does he bring that mentality across the board now as a head coach?
He bringing toughness over there. Got to get everybody tough on the offensive side because we, quote unquote, defensive players harder than offensive players. So, yeah.
Woody, you've been a veteran for a couple of years now. What's it like for you to mentor two new guys coming in with Seth Davis and Pippen, even though Pippen's a little bit older?
It's just getting them ready, knowing the plays, knowing everything, how defense come out. And, I think our two coaches doing a phenomenal job with that, teaching us defense, and I'm learning new stuff too. I always got new stuff to learn, so everybody in the group still learning new stuff, but I just look at them like, yeah, we got stuff to do without the coaches, so it's part of leadership.
After 3 years of doing the same thing in preseason and spring, what's it like coming into your last spring with here's something new, here's a new twist, but you have to do something different?
I think it's pretty cool doing something new. We was in the air raid, so now we back running the ball with like what I did in high school. So that's pretty big for me right there. But just getting equipped to it, really not a big deal. It's just I'm an athlete, so I just gotta get in, know the plays, and I get it down pat.
What were some of your initial impressions of Coach Barbay and his ability of stepping into being an SEC coordinator?
I think he's a pretty good coordinator. Call good plays. He know when to call good plays. You see it out on the practice field today. He called good plays. He got good plays written up.
It's been several weeks, almost months now. But how much does winning that bowl game help give you a little more zip going into the spring?
I just put a big boost on what we got to do from the spring to the fall to the season. So we keep building out that momentum and then plus off the head. And there's two of them.